Dirty dealings, corporate battles, consumer woes. This is Evening 5. Singapore charged Malaysian property tycoon Ong Beng Seng over the case of an ex-government minister who was sentenced to jail for obtaining gifts from the billionaire. Ong didn't immediately enter a plea in response to the charges of abetment and obstruction of justice, Bloomberg reports. It said he didn't respond to questions when he left court. The charges come a day after former Transport Minister S. Iswaran was handed a 12-month prison term for obtaining valuable items as a public servant and obstruction of justice. Ong, who was arrested in July 2023 and given bail, has been widely credited for bringing Formula One to Singapore. His business practices were brought under the microscope after his ties with Iswaran led to the worst graft scandal in the financial hub for decades. Most of the court charges levelled against Iswaran dealt with his interactions with Ong, with allegations ranging from Iswaran obtaining tickets for UK soccer matches and taking a flight on Ong's private jet, to obtaining tickets to the F1 race in Singapore and tickets to musicals in London. Iswaran's lawyers argued in court that the valuable items were gifts from his friend Ong. RHB Research has revised its earnings projections for YTL Power International for the fiscal years 2025 to 2027, reducing them by 5 to 6% due to a stronger ringgit. According to its note today, this adjustment comes as the ringgit continues to appreciate against the US dollar and the Singapore dollar, as well as the British pound, currencies in which Power Seraya and Wessex Water predominantly operate. Consequently, RHB lowered the sum of parts-based target price for YTL Power from RM5.94 to RM5.68, though it kept its buy recommendation on the stock. At the close, the counter was trading at RM3.61. RHB said the stronger ringgit is expected to affect revenue from Power Seraya and Wessex Water, which are major contributors to YTL Power's income and primarily operate in the Singapore dollar and British pound. Increased exposure to the US dollar is also likely due to upcoming commercialization of YTL Power's AI data center. Meanwhile, associate profits from YTL Power's Jordan and Indonesia power plant projects and interest income from shareholder loans to its Jordan associate are also in the US dollar. Still, the research house kept a positive outlook on YTL Power's long-term earnings potential, especially from the AI data center development, noting its undemanding valuation at 10 times FY 2026 price-to-earnings ratio, below the 5-year mean of 12 times. Pertama Digital hit its limit down again during the early trading session today, with the stock plunging below the RM1 mark, reaching its lowest level since April 2022. Shares of Pertama Digital dropped 33.5 cent or 30% to 78.5 cent, making it the second largest loser on the local stock market. The continuous sell-off since September 26th, when the counter traded at RM2.10, has wiped out some 571 million ringgit from Pertama Digital's market value in just 1 week. At 78.5 cent, the company is valued at 344 million ringgit. Intraday short selling of Pertama Digital shares has been suspended for 3 consecutive days by Bursa Malaysia and will only resume next Monday. In response to Bursa Malaysia's unusual market activity query yesterday, Pertama Digital said it was unaware of the reasons for the recent decline in its stock price. Its executive director Sabri Abdul Rahman reaffirmed that the company remains strong and well-positioned for sustainable growth after a strategic cost-cutting exercise and streamlined operations to ensure healthy cash flow. The firm operates the MyPay app and the eJamin website. In July, it bagged a contract to provide public online digital identity onboarding services through My Digital ID. HeiTech Padu said it is not aware of any corporate development that might have caused the unusual market activity in its shares, which spiked to a record high of RM4.21 today. The company received the UMA query from Bursa Malaysia after its shares surged as much as 56 cent or 15.3%, before paring some gains to close at RM4.10, still up by 45 cent or 12.3%, making it the second highest gainer on the stock exchange in terms of value. At this closing price, its market share stands at 406.4 million ringgit. Trading volume was 5.45 million shares, more than double its 200-day average volume of 2.06 million shares. Year to date, the stock has risen over 360%. Last month, the Edge Malaysia Weekly reported that it had emerged as the front runner to secure the 1 billion ringgit National Integrated Immigration System or NIISE contract. HeiTech Padu is in the race for the NIISE project alongside Dagang Exchange and Theta Edge. HeiTech Padu is the incumbent operator of the NIISE project with its Malaysian Immigration System or MyIMMS, which was implemented in 1993. GN3 company MMAG Holdings has clarified it is not facing cash flow issues, having raised close to 240 million ringgit via a rights issuance and conversion of warrants this year. MMAG was hit with a GN3 classification, typically assigned to financially distressed companies on Bursa Malaysia's ACE market, after its external auditor Grant Thornton Malaysia flagged a material uncertainty in the group's audited financial statements for the year ended March 31st, 2023. As of June 30th, 2024, the company's shareholders' equity on a consolidated basis was 50% or less of its issued share capital based on unaudited financial results. In response, MMAG Executive Director Victor Chin explained the GN3 status was triggered because of a timing issue and that funds have been raised via the rights issue and warrants conversion since the audited financial statement was issued. He stressed there are no issues with cash flow and that MMAG is no longer a financially distressed company. Going forward, the company plans to undertake capital reduction to address its shareholders' equity.